Negus.
Negus. What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian to Amharic.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Negus. Could you use it in a sentence?
The Negus ruled Ethiopia until the coup of 1974.
Negus. Could you repeat the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Negus.
Andrew, would you say the word loudly for the judges?
Negus.
One more time.
Negus.
Negus.
Okay, we're on. I got a recording, so no take two. All take one. What's going on, folks? Shemmy the Sit-Up Guy is back. SitupGuy.com, YouTube, etc. Like, join, subscribe. Got to put that in first. And today, as you guys can see, I put on a white shirt. Put on my white shirt I usually travel with or whatever, or one I work with sometimes, in hopes that people will take me more seriously in the future when they play this back. People always take people wearing white collared shirts more seriously, right? So anyway, here's what I'm gonna rap about here today. It's basically life lessons that I've learned, and just some shit that I could tack on to this previous Sit-Up Guy episodes or whatever. I like to say what's on my mind. Hey, that's what YouTube and that's what the internet's for, right? So the most important lesson that I've learned lately, or recently I should say, is knowing when to cut off people, because time is like, you can't get it back. It's the one thing that's unforgiving. We're all aging every day. We're getting older, we're living. Eventually we all gonna die. But here's something that I have to just get off my chest here. It's like throughout life and throughout everyone's life, frame here, throughout everyone's life, you guys are going to come across people who, I guess maybe y'all really, I'm going in circles here. It's kind of hard to explain or put into words. Throughout life, you're going to meet people, alright? Some people are good, some people are bad, some are going to do good by you, some are going to do bad by you, and you never know when these people are going to go bad or go south or whatever. So the lesson that I've learned, and it's a hard lesson to learn, especially when they're family, friends, loved ones, people you care about, shit like that, people you've known for a long time, possibly your entire life, it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to cut some of these people off. Maybe all of them, who knows, depending on your circumstances. And it's really like not an easy thing to do. It's actually one of the hardest things that I found that I would actually have to do in life, is cutting people off. We're generally taught to go and try to make as many friends as possible in the world, to do unto others as you want others do unto you, etc., etc. And all these practices don't always work out so well in theory. And if they do, people just tend to change or whatever. And when people change or violate you or fuck you over, it's like, you got to cut them off, regardless. Doesn't matter if they're indebted to you or they owe you stuff or this, that, and the other. You got to cut them off because your time is valuable. The time you spent fucking around with them, trying to chase down either, in my case, many of the times it's bad debts or just people that don't want to see eye to eye with you. Sometimes people just move on to other shit, and you have to move on to other shit yourself. So, and again, this is always much easier said than done. It's really fucking hard to do. It's hard to cut off people, especially when you care about them. It really is, but, unless they're like immediate family, and in some cases, even if they are immediate family, You're going to have to break off from them if you guys want to progress, or you're going to be stuck in the same position. If not for most, all your life. I mean, fuck. It really is a motherfucker, you know? I don't want to think that my experience is unique, though. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of you have these experiences. Some of you guys learned this lesson at a young age. Some of you guys never learned this lesson. I'm an old motherfucker by now, and I'm just now getting to learn this lesson, you know? Geez, it's the best way I could explain this to you guys. I want for you guys to try to understand the psychology of how the gears in my brain, you know, grind together as they are right now. And doing my best to keep it real. So, geez. There's this book that I have when I used to do the random page, random book thing called No More Mr. Nice Guy. And the book basically details that guys who are so-called good guys, quote-unquote nice guys that try to save the world and help everyone or whatever, are generally the ones that get fucked over, or are the first ones to get fucked over. So you may reach out and see someone on the street and reach out and extend your hand to them and try to pull them up. And in theory, as the book and in practice goes, more than likely you're going to end up down on the ground, or if someone's drowning and you try to save them, you're probably going to drown too. It happens all the time. You know, it's unfortunate, you know, but if you value your life and you value your time on this planet, you can't allow people who are fucked up to drag you down. If people don't have your best interest in mind, if they have a history of fucking up and abusing you and shit like that, you just gotta cut them clean the fuck off. There's no two ways about it, you know? And I do my best to try to not be this kind of person. I want to send this message out to anybody watching this. If you feel like I've personally slighted you, fucked you over, or if I owe you something, let me know. Put it in writing, put it through the proper channels or whatever the fuck, or just call me up, email me, hit the fucking button, reply back, leave a comment on the goddamn page. I don't care. If you somehow feel slighted by me or fucked over by me, let me know. Because to my knowledge, I don't owe nobody no money, and I ain't broke no fucking promises to anybody. Real talk. If you think you have, if you feel like I have, fucking click right, type or whatever down below and let me know, and we'll hash it out. We'll sort it out. Whatever the fuck it is, we can work it out. Because I'm not trying to live like that, for real. Most people aren't going to do that, but I'm just saying, hey, if you feel like you have like a valid debt, favor, or some shit from me, and you're not like fucking entitled as fuck and think you're just owed shit by default, let me know. Even if so, if you have a beef with me, let me fucking know, and I'll address it. I'll get back to you. Real talk, you know? So, yeah, that's pretty much how I feel, you know? Just, people are fucked. People are fucked, and I'm trying my best to not be fucked like so many of the other people around me. Now, it could be that the world isn't fucked up. Maybe just the people who I've run into and who've been in my immediate circles or whatever throughout life are just fucked up, and I haven't broken away from them. That very well could be the case, but I would like for some people out there to prove to me that humanity is not just an entire race of fucked up people. I mean, for real. Real talk. Most of y'all in America that I have trouble with, problems with, issues with. So, get at me. Talk to me. You know, I don't want no motherfuckers walking around saying they hate Jimmy. You got a beef on your chest with me? You fucking let me know. Real talk. Let me know. And this is just me talking to you real talk. If you can't talk to me calm and civil like this, or if you have issues that you can't resolve via typing or talking or something like that, I probably can't help you. So I'm doing what I can to reach out to the world here with this video, and I'm trying to be semi-serious about it, hence the white shirt and whatever. I'm trying to be proper. I'm trying not to use profanity. I'm trying to be real. I'm really going from the heart with this, you guys, for real. So, you got beef with me? Let me know. Let me know. I want to deal with it, and I'll see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. So, back to what I was saying, though. The lessons about cutting people off. It's not easy to do. It's really super not easy to do, because a lot of times you want good for people in your heart, and other people are just on some other shit. They're not even thinking about you. You might not even be part of their equation. Somebody else might have their remote control fucking telling them what to do in their brain. They're just like a little fucking toy car driving around and someone's got the controllers. So, you know, that's more than likely the case in many cases, but in some cases, some people are just independently fucked up and they actually want to fuck you over on purpose. It's just their modus of operating, you know, and those are the kind of people you got to look out for and really just break the fuck off. People that are always out for themselves only. They don't take into consideration the needs, feelings, thoughts, wants of others, and they're just foul. They break their word. If you're the kind of person who you can't keep your word or you can't keep your promise to people, you should just stay the fuck in your house and shut up. You know, it's the best way. Just don't leave any footprints outside. Because, goddamn, I mean, it's like people like that that make the world a fucked up place. I truly want to leave the world a better place than I left it. I'm doing my best to build stuff for other people. I do my best to pay everyone as promised. You know, this, that, and the other. So if you guys feel, if anyone out there, if you feel like I owe you a fucking penny, hit me up. Right back. Right here publicly. I don't give a fuck. Write it on the page. Write it on the form. I'm not blocking no comments or feedback or whatever. And y'all let me know. And we'll look at it and see if I can handle it. See if we can work it out. And if not, I'll tell you why. You know, but I'm not ignoring anybody's shit or whatever. I will acknowledge everything. I acknowledge it all and I take responsibility and full fucking blame for everything that I do. A lot of people can't own up to their own shit. I can. So, I'm not saying I got a clean slate or I'm an angel, but I'm putting it out there to the world. Hey, holler at me. I'm more than the motherfucker that just does sit-ups here on the internet. So, real talk, holler at me. That's what I gotta say. Oh, man. The world has got some fucked up people in it, and I ain't trying to be one of them, you know? So, another topic I wanted to get at, too. I might have said this on another episode. Those of you guys who don't have YouTube channels or whatever, or your own website or whatever, and you do a project or whatever, and you haven't yet shared it with the world, meaning... Let's say you got a whole bunch of shit that you're working on, some secret project or whatever, and you're like, no, I don't want nobody to see it. It's just this, that, and the other or whatever. That's all good if you're planning on selling it or whatever. But if you have something and you've been working on it for a very long time, chances are that it might have already been thought of. Even worse, by not releasing whatever you're working on or whatever, you're not getting feedback and whatever in real time from the real world to help hone your product or whatever, or your service or your video or your talent or whatever the fuck it is you do. So don't be afraid to drop your shit. Don't be afraid to look ridiculous. Don't be afraid to get in front of a fucking camera and talk. You gotta break that shyness. Fear of public speaking, they say, is one of the worst fears people have, and I ain't got that, obviously. You know, so as long as this battery pack's got juice and the internet's online, and the camera works, the shit's gonna get uploaded. So that's it. And I fully stand behind my word. Everything that I say, everything that I write, I stand behind it, you know. So you just got to be like that. Be like that, stand on it like a rock or whatever, and that's that. Now, a lot of times, too, this goes back to my original thing about the fucked up people in the world. Hopefully I'm not one of them, trying not to be. But if you have an upbringing, meaning your folks, parents, guardians, or whoever raised you, or you have a significant other or whatever who has shaped your belief system or whatever, and it's not in accordance with the rest of the world and shit like that, it might be time to reconsider that too. I used to think it was a good thing to be somewhat of a misfit, you know, somewhat of a oddball, out there doing your own thing. I'm not saying that you should do everything that everyone else is doing and go with the flow, peer pressure, and all that shit, but looking at the big scheme of things, there's no true benefit to being, okay, everyone's a one-off, there's no one else just like you, but you know what I'm getting at? Painting yourself into a corner can also not be a very good thing too, unless you just like being like that. I mean, me personally, I like being alone most of the time, but I also do not, there was a point in my life, say in my 20s or whatever, where I would say like, well, fuck everyone, I don't care what they think, I'm going to do what I want, dress the way I want, whatever. And that's all good. But by doing that, like I say, you paint yourself into a corner and you limit latitude, longitude, and all the other directions that you could travel in life. It seems like to me, from my experience, you can go farther and do more things if that's important to you by, I wouldn't say you have to fit in, but you just have to kind of blend in, at least on the outskirts of things, you know. That's my personal opinion or whatever, you know. I would like to be liked by people, you know. I'd like to be loved by people. I can't have it both ways. I'd like to not be hated by people, but you know, can't have that both ways either. You can't ever have a whole one this way, one that way. There's always a little bit. No matter how much you think that people love you, I can guarantee you there's some motherfuckers somewhere that hate you. Same in the other way too. No matter how many people hate you, there's some that love you. So public opinion is just shifty. You know what I mean? It is. So try to achieve a little bit of a balance, you know, a little bit of a balance in life. So yeah, I hope that's, I don't want to burn up too much time because again, I say time is valuable or whatever. I don't want to rant, but that's all I wanted to talk about really. My point is, don't be afraid to cut people the fuck off. Cut them smooth the fuck off if shit's clearly not working and you've tried on multiple occasions to make shit work with people. You're probably better off without them in your life. You know what I'm saying? Just leave them and break contact. Not, you got to do it permanently, but I mean, just until people can act right. That's all. If people ain't acting right, you got to break off from them until they do decide to act right. Once they act right, you can always go back and say, hey man, look, I went through this shit back then, whatever, blah, 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 blah. This happened, that happened, and now I've learned this lesson and I'm trying to fucking do this and correct shit and do whatever. Until that day comes, it's like, well, you just gotta have fucking radio silence, I guess, right? I guess so. So, anyway, folks, it's been real. Thanks for watching Sit Up Guy. I was actually kind of planned here and talk for like fucking half an hour and shit. That's why I made the bed up early and put on my shirt or whatever. But that's really all I gotta say. No need to fucking keep reiterating the point, you know? People ain't acting right. Cut them the fuck off till they do act right. And if possible, try to find some more folks to engage in circles with. And if you can't find that, maybe you should move, go somewhere else, or just be happy by yourself. You know, I'm probably the loneliest motherfucker on the internet, I think. So who knows? But anyway, I'm out of here and I'm gonna do some more sit-ups and cook some more noodles. Oh wait, you know, I had one more point to add. Sorry to sorry to fucking bring it back or whatever. But I don't have a notepad or nothing. This is all in the head or whatever. But do your best. A lesson I've learned also is to do your best to try to understand the psychology of other people. Not everybody has the same level of education, experience, upbringing, religion, morals. There's like so many different variation. I mean, there's so many different things that everyone doesn't have. No two are alike or whatever. So don't assume when you meet someone and you talk to someone and have a conversation with them, don't assume that they understand shit the way that you understand it in your mind. If it's really crucial to you that the other person understand your point, make sure you break it down to the bare element so that they can get it. And if they don't get it, well, fuck with somebody else, I guess, or whatever. But I mean, yeah, do your best to put yourself in others' shoes. Try to see and think what they're going through their eyes. Literally meaning, if this were the camera and this were you, flip the fucking camera around like that. So you're looking at the curtain or out the window at Thailand like me. Put yourself, here's an exercise for you guys. Try to put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself inside of my head, my body, my brain. You know, you guys now all of a sudden have brown hands and, you know, funny hair, this, that, and the other. And try to be me and think about what I think about during the day. How would I handle this situation? What would Shimmy do? You know, you guys have all surely seen the, what do they call those things? The bracelets or lanyards or whatever. ID card holder thing. WWJD. What would Jesus do? I think it stands for. It could stand for other shit. I don't know. But I mean, what would Shimmy do? What would you do? What would Sonic the Hedgehog do? You know, what would what would any motherfucker other than yourself do in this situation is a good question to ask in dealing with any of life's issues that may come up. How would so-and-so treat this person? How would so-and-so talk to this person? How would this work? How would that work? you know. So by doing that before you open your mouth, yeah, you'll do a lot better in life. So try to understand the psychology of other people, and you'll go far. You'll go much farther. Understand people's needs and wants other than your own. Sure, we share a lot of shit in common, but not everyone sees things the way you see them. So until you've been in someone's shoes and lived their life and gone through what they've gone through, you really don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're thinking. You have no fucking idea what they're thinking at all. You don't know what books they've read, what movies they've watched, what their family's like, how they were treated as a kid, this, that, and the other. You don't fucking know anything at all about them. So really, really consider that before you get judgmental and start fucking with people, especially me. Keep that in mind. That's real talk from the heart. All right, peace and hair grease. You guys have a good one. Shimmy the Sit-Up Guy signing out. SitupGuy.com.
Negus. 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 Negus.
Absolutely stunned, but he'll take it. Again, when in doubt, sound it out. Spell it just like it sounds, and it pays off every once in a while.
When in doubt, sound it out. I'll have to remember that.